Hello, my name is Saida San Fatma, and this is my A2 Creative Critical Reflection questions on my music video called Hard Times by Paramore. So, the first question: how do your products use or challenge conventions, and how do they represent social groups or issues? First, we're going to talk about the first part of this question, and then later on the second part. So how do I use or challenge conventions? I use the convention methods in my music video that you see most of them in the pop music videos nowadays, such as non-linear editing with animation effects, which I got inspiration from Zero mostly by Imagine Dragons, and then other music videos such as Love Me Right, Blooming Days, Monster by EXO, Fake Love, Ballad of Mona Lisa by Panic at the Disco, Take Me Now. The K-pop music videos were especially the most inspiring one and the main influence on my work. Then the sort of not sort of convention of adding meme and pop culture references that I added throughout my music video. Like again, it's main inspiration from Zero and by Imagine Dragons. Like the musicians, they actually do this nowadays, but like it's sort of a convention but not sort of a convention by adding introduction references, and there's a lot of symbolism. So listing it down, there was the emo Peter Parker dance from Spider-Man 3, Homer Simpson choking Bart, Avengers 2012 end credit scene where all the Avengers are eating a shawarma, Snoopy from the Peanuts movie using his doghouse as a fighter plane for the box flying reference. Then the Willy Wonka reference using the glasses that I had lying around. The only difference was the color and the hypnotic lines on the lens. And then the Thug Life glasses, which I made as a prop. Then the oof word commonly used among youngsters. It was part of the music lyrics, but taking that as the introductory reference, it's a very commonly used slang amongst the youngsters of today's time. Then Never Let Me Go by Kazugo Ishiguro book in the library scene, and then the introduction of the character, which is also a reference to my music video concept of the main character with her three inner demons contributing in her hard times. And then the title sequence of Hard Times with dots in between each letter with the world spinning was a nod to the Friends TV show series title. And Ah Shit Here We Go Again was a meme reference of a video game which I don't remember, but I think it was a GTA 3 something, but it was that meme template of the wasn't very commonly used by the internet. And since it was an upbeat song, I used bright colors and tried to maintain visual aesthetic like the leaf scene and the cotton as cloud scene, inspired by some Instagram photographers who take aesthetic photos like Brand Wolf, etc. And then the song had this cartoonish feel, so comical, comedic, and improv seems works well with such music. Again, the random chaotic fun matches the beat to the music. I'll show you some reference of it. Like if you go here, you can see here the Kazuo Ishiguro book here, and here in the library scene she's holding a book here, and then another scene as well. So there's that introduction reference, and the emo Peter Parker dance from Spider-Man 3. I'll show you that too. This one where he's dancing, and even his silhouette reference was also a reference. And then here I used it here also. movement, which I put it on a tripod and recorded it, but while I was editing the video in Premiere Pro CC 2019, I used the position, scale, and rotation keyframes to make this moving effect, which I took this inspiration from EXO's music video. And then the leaf aesthetic and the cotton scene you had seen before, this one was from Brian Wolves, this photographer on Instagram who takes very aesthetic photos. So I took inspiration from that, and you could see the Thug Life glasses here, again a reference, and then the Homer Simpson choking Bart meme, and again the emo Peter Parker dance. Even I told my actor to dress up emo Tobey Maguire vibes to match it, because it works well with his character, which was Misfortune. Oh yes, and this was also inspiration from Belle of the Mona Lisa by Panic! At the Disco. I'll show you that. Yeah, here. You could see this is and they have this fade-ish vibes here, but I just tried to recreate that in my own way. I just duplicated a layer and turned down the opacity and used the position to move the frames here and there. And yes, the title sequence, Hard Times. This one, it was from Friends. I'll show you here the difference, the dot. It's in color, but again, it's just an intertextual reference. And the Kazuko Ishiguro book was basically, I won't give spoilers. It's on humanity. It's like a reflection of us, but seen through a glass, but darkly, which was a description accurately said by Margaret Atwood, who wrote The Handmaid's Tale. Then this here we go again reference, meme reference. You can see here, just depression is just tired of these two guys going over fighting again. Like I said, it had a cartoonish feel, so the comedic and comical scenes fit well. I guess the Snoopy one, I'll show you the clip. You could see here it was very comedic improv. It's funny and also a personal touch of nostalgia. And I'll show you Zero. You could get an idea that was a very main influence here. They made it for Ralph Breaks the Internet. You can see it's a lyric video, but it was done very cleverly using the internet theme, because the theme was they use YouTube here and Google. So they kind of added this meme sort of intertextual references and how the internet is actually like. And then discussing the second part of this question, that how do they represent social groups or issues. So the social groups were represented was that my target audience were of all ages, especially the youngsters from 12 to 29 age group, since it depicts the harsh times of each person's life at some point due to factors and mainly focuses on age groups more. You can understand the Easter eggs I input since the video relates to kids of today's time, aka the Gen Z. Again, and depicts the human nature and psychology in fragments in this video. Like, it's such an interesting take on human nature. Like, 1 minute we're laughing and the next we're crying, and like there's multiple variations of moods and emotions going through us, and this multiple adventures that life gives us and how we react to that. That's an interesting take. And then it also mainly represents social issues of mental health, since my video is about a female lead and her 3 inner demons, which are depression, procrastination, and misfortune, that contribute to her hard times. I also made the name tags that you could see in some clips, wearing them over in the video. Like here's a name tag, like it's sprinkled all over in some clips you could see. So yeah. And why it matches the that is why it matches the concept of Never Let Me Go book being in the music video, again, like depicting the human psychology of our life in general, how we act and behave. Like, it's completely fine, we're all stressed out and we're depressed, and also the music is about the singer's depression. So again, obviously the title is named Hard Times. So we all have these hard times in many instances in our lives, and we feel stressed out, we cry, we're like losing our sanity and stuff, but in the end it will get better. It's like just a comedy, like when you look back you just laugh at it, like I was being so stupid, etc. Also, I should mention that in the library scene, I added, like, all of this was shot in school, but the library scene that I added on purpose, so that the audience can get an idea that this she might be a student who's studying, a college student or student in general. So it's more relatable to the students, especially as a target audience, because right now it's like the exam seasons. It's like everyone are on the edge of their seats, stressing over someone drinking 5 cups of coffees just to work from morning to night. So yeah, it's like a hard times, and people can relate to it. Especially I met some of my schoolmates in school who came up to me and told me that I relate to that, and also that it was so good that I showed it to all my family members. Like 2 or 3 came and told me that they showed it to their family as well. So you can say that safely that I successfully achieved that goal of that all ages target, since there's no mature content and it's squeaky clean basically. So there's no awkwardness of sharing that video, and you could, like, people can have a laugh and enjoy, especially since they can take their time out and laugh at it to relieve their stress and stuff. Many people came up to me and told me that they felt better. It was actually funny. They liked the plot. That it was a mood. So yeah. I could also show you like some examples like EXO. They were like a main inspiration for the aesthetic visuals, the color, the lighting. Their music videos are amazing, especially Blooming Days. I also took this inspiration of the video, like just moving in. This was like I used it twice here in my music video, like here and here. They used 3, so I just went for more, just to add more dramatic effect to it. And this music video also taught me these close-up shots, like aesthetic visuals, like the leaf scene here and stuff, which made me try to add those into my music video and create the star persona of my singers, my singer in it. Like you see here, the dolly in of the close-up shot, the low angle shot here. This one, like I took it on a low angle and created this dramatic shot, and then the upside down shot above the close-up shot here, and the cloud scene, like this shots, and like to add aesthetic, the leaf scene. Which also I took inspiration from this, and also this Instagram photographer called Bran Wolf, who takes very aesthetic pictures. And here again you can see the reference of the emo Peter Parker dance. Let me just show you a little bit. This one, yeah. That what my actor Rafe did. This Love Me Right taught me this, this moving of the video effect, like this moving shot that you saw just right now. That's where I got the inspiration using here in Rafe's scene where he's dancing, like the Peter Parker dance. I did that by using like rotation and scale and position keyframes in Premiere Pro. And here's the Avengers shawarma post-credit scene that you could have seen it here at the end. Where all of my actors are eating a shawarma, and you can see the name tags here and the cat behind. So, like, it's an intertextual reference here, the pop culture reference. It was such an iconic scene. Inspiration for this video. You've seen that they put the camera on the tripod, and they let the camera kept like rolling, and then these random shots going. It adds this very comical-ish effect, especially for fast-paced music. So I try to incorporate that as well. So that's the end of my question. Question number 2. How do the elements of your production work together to create a sense of branding? So the first point, promotion of my music video on social media by sharing the YouTube link. Music promotional package, obviously digipack and website design. Helped in creating a sense of branding. Kept the same theme using the bright and bold colors or scribblish effects and maintaining the cartoony animation feels. Then post my editing process stories on my Insta account to create the hype among my followers on my public account a day before the testing version released. Then asking the actor to share it with their circle screening on the laptop for feedback, including my former seniors that I sent my video to whom they shared it with their social circle to get the world around fast. It was a cost efficient way, especially for an average college student like me, due to Web 2.0, which is very beneficial for many independent filmmakers and people who want to promote their product on a budget. Then some even showed it to their parents that they can watch together, enjoy, which fulfills all ages target audience without restriction on age or feel awkward sharing a video with your family, like I mentioned before in the previous question. Then audience survey using Google Forms to understand my surrounding audience's taste and how they find music or music videos. And then my music video is flashy due to rotoscoping, green screening, and masking to create the animation effects to give the audience a treat in visual and hook them to special effects. And then the female lead is fairly well known in school, so the video kind of blew up in my school, including the rest of the actors having a fair share of social circle in school. Then using extreme close-up shots to create the star persona. The same font used to match the theme and sense of branding again, featuring our school's lab skeleton and fountain lion statue that most students in my school are quite familiar with as well. And using the school sign and replacing it with Hard Times title in After Effects to create a good expression to hook the audience in start, which is important. Making my video a hot topic discussion in my school, mostly to get fellow students to convince their friends to watch it due to the favorable reviews on my editing. As a filmmaking president, I had become well known as the go-to editor for anyone who needs their video edited at the last moment or design something. Before joining the student council, I had a very tight knit of people who knew me. But after joining student council and participating in various events, I got to know people more, and it also expand my social circle. So it kind of worked. I'm kind of known that who I am, and then people be like, oh, it's her video. You should watch that. It's that kind of way. And then designing the digipack, which was an overall work experience I did, like creating posters for a workshop, template designing, shield, and certificate designing for printing for schools, so I got a sense of how to display my work. Then the logo design for SHF records to establish a name of branding to familiarize with, and then added a quote by the singer Tara Cass on the album about reality check and what is it about. Then again the research on marketing, designing, etc. to create a sense of branding. The ways of how I marketize, and also there is a summarization of the table, creating branding, obviously music video, digipack design, website promotion, logo design, audience surveys, create a small name for myself, hire people who have a following or big social circle, create hype on social media, camera work to create star persona, then screening. The inspiration ideas obviously for the music video was the pop and meme culture reference, introduction reference, researching other pop videos. Then digipack designing, obviously research, design practice for school events work, website researched, again surf the web for a site to marketize the band, researching, planning on a budget for the promotion, and the programs I use as a medium like YouTube, Google, social media, mainly Instagram, Premiere Pro, Photoshop, After Effects, CC, camera work for the music video. Then in the digipack design, it's obviously mostly I did it on Photoshop, and practice on mostly on Photoshop and Illustrator. YouTube, Google, social media, Pinterest where I got my inspiration and ideas. Then the website designing, obviously I googled it and I looked up, and then I found strikelink.com. Then I used Photoshop obviously to add the digipack design there, upload my video there, and also create the templates for the website. and obviously, and promotion, obviously social media accounts, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, etc. Logo designing, I was researching and grasped on some basic understanding of graphic designing and a lot of practice while work request. Again, Google, YouTube, Photoshop, Illustrator, and one of the examples was that I made the Media Society icon on Illustrator, so I kind of like sort of designed the logos, and I'm currently which is like some of the works are on hold, but I'm like working on my brother's logo design for his small business that he's gonna open soon, and also again I had design certificates and stuff, etc., and I'll show you those all in a bit. And then create a small name for myself. So like since I had applied the post for the filmmaking head, and I participated in various events and school activities as practice, and then obviously the main will go to a Premiere Pro CC, Photoshop CC, and then some use of Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator CC. And then I hired people who had a following with social circle, and because obviously their social media accounts have a lot of followers, and WhatsApp, especially since I'm on various group chats, uh, like my classes group chat, and then the volleyball, like, well, the various other social circles which I'm part of. So that's also where I shared my video and promoted. Again, creating the hype on social media, like especially on my Instagram stories. Like again, I posted it on my blog how I marketed my product, and then again the camera work to create the star persona research, which while the inspiration ideas were obviously from research and planning, watching various videos, and obviously the program of social media I use as the DSLR, D7500 and Boxlight, especially. I had like I also got to like understand the basic lighting setup, which back in my AS level I wasn't too much aware of, which I worked on. And then obviously screening, I personally screened it, like I showed it in my school to various different types of people, and got personally the comments, on my music video. And the LCD TV in the media lab, where all the media students, the batch, sat together, and we all watched our own work on the LCD screen, and I got like we individually each got our own feedback. And again, YouTube, where the main product was promoted. So I'll show you, this is my website under the name SHF Records. The initials of my name, and this is like where this is the video where I uploaded it, where people can have access. And this is like the home page, banned for like four misfits ready to take over the world by the storm, marketizing them, like their upcoming concert, and then the reality check digipack design here. You could like click for access, like including the top hit, hard times, and then you have the merch. I designed the hoodie and stuff, and then like follow Paramount social media. This is I made on like Photoshop. This one has two. Offline listening, I like promoted that SHF Record has their own app where you can listen to your favorite artists anywhere, anytime, and then you can subscribe to our newsletter. And here is also my logo design here, and I'll also show you my overall response. This is my audience survey. I like the stats I have received, like the age limit, the group. You can see that 4.7% were like 18 to 29, and 58.3% were 13 to 18. So this was like my two main target audience on like social media. And then the type of music they often listen to here, and then the various questions like the feedback, what aspects in music video makes you want to keep watching it again and again. And how do you discover new music to listen to, and do you tend to watch the music video or not, and which bands and artists you often listen to. So yeah. And then this is the digipack design. This is the front cover of Reality Check. You could see that I made the scribble effect. I used the stills of my video to maintain the theme, like depression taking over the world. You could see Miss Washing dancing on the globe, procrastination sleeping here, and our singer Tara Kaz in her box written useless, and use the scribble to make a rocket like she's in space. And this is the spine cover design here of Reality Check by Paramore. And then the track songs I made up, like one of them, Hard Times, is like real. So like Hard Times, Lord Have Mercy, Poseidon, I Don't Know, Flaws, then Parish, Wolves, etc. And then here you could see Tara Kaz's own personal message to the audience, what Reality Check is about. Like this is the inside left, and this is the inside right of the album. This is the back cover. You can see the barcode, and especially I wrote the link of my the website for the band, and the QR code where they can scan and automatically go there. And you could see the process I creating a website on Strikingly. The link is also here, and like how the behind the scenes, how I worked and stuff. And this is like the final feedback on how I promoted it. Like I promoted on my Insta public account and made memes to perk the audience interest, like new and final version coming out soon, linked to the video will be updated in my bio, thank you for the shout out, it's out, link in my bio, and etc. And then these memes to perk the audience interest, like those risky 5 minutes before sleep, be like before before getting ready to school. Again, like screenshots of my stills. It's like it's like there were meme templates here. And then this is the feedback I got, like there were like very favorable reviews here, and then here under the comment section, and especially on WhatsApp, here. Then there's also links to the blooper video. I uploaded Hard Times, a music video link, and the blooper video here. For the blooper video, I asked my audience using a poll to, whether they would like a blooper video or not, and they said yes mostly. So there's also a link. I'll show you the blooper video. You could see it's like 1 minute and 36 seconds. Sorry. So like you could like see the rest of it later on. And I also got like feedback on my first video version for screening, and I also have the link here. Initially again I had positive feedback here. People really loved the editing, especially people were really loved the editing a lot here. So that was the plus point for me as an advantage, because it was kind of unique from the rest of the music videos, like with heavily done editing of like animation, like people like the animation plot. And like someone also said that was an awesome job, and the colors you included in every clip completes the vibe of the whole video. So, and they love the creativity, the fun, and the fun and comedic moments in it. So yeah.